Welcome to IM channel viewers. Today we are going to have the session on form filling for CAT. Since many of our students actually asked for the guidelines about it. So let us start this, and as and when the session is progressing, we will be discussing about what is the requirement for the reservation and everything. So let us move on. So the website we have to go is imcat.ac.in. New candidate registration, registered candidate login. So we always need to go to the new candidate registration. Register. We have to agree whether you like it or not. Name of the candidate, of course, your name. When it comes to date of birth, fill it in properly. So there is no discrepancy, because ensure you are trying to fill it up based on your 10th standard certificate. So there won't be any kind of discrepancies or anything. Your name, your date of birth, everything can be in the format of whatever is given in your 10th standard mark sheet. Email address, whichever you want, or I know a lot of students who will create their own email ID for CAT alone, so there won't be any kind of junk mails or spam mails, etc. So if at all you want, you can always go by that logic as well. So you can always create a separate email ID for CAT and then go for it. And confirm email address, the same. Country, obviously India. Mobile number. So you need to generate an OTP. So now we will have two steps of OTP, one based on your mobile and the other will come to your email as well. We need to enter both. Ensure you are entering both the OTPs, guys. The first one will be based on your mobile OTP and the second one will be based on your email OTP. Then we have to go to the declaration form. Declaration, I agree. And then once again, you have the captcha. It's case insensitive, so you can type it. R6 DSA. So this again is going to be very important, because you need to ensure your spelling and everything is correct. So my spelling of my name is right, my date of birth, email ID, country, and mobile number. Now if I submit, this will be done. Now we will be getting an user ID and a password to our registered email ID and also to our mobile number. So that is what has to be taken forward as the registered student ID, and we have to log in using only that particular aspect. And also this is what we call it as a registration process done. After that, again, I'm repeating, we will have our username and password that will be sent to our email ID as well as to the mobile number, after which we need to log in only using that. Now I'm going to register candidate login. This is what I'm gonna do it. So now what I have to do is go to the application. This is where we need to start filling the every details. It will take some time because a lot of data has to be taken over there. Where we have to be extremely careful is on a lot of aspects, especially on the reservation side. Whether you have a caste reservation or whether you have a physical disability reservation, that part we need to be very, very careful upon. So the first and foremost is going to be the personal details. So not needed. So my date of birth is already given. Gender. Then you have nationality, Indian, unless you are an NRI or something. Category, I am going with general because I belong to general. And as far as the other criteria is concerned, I just got a call with the helpline number. So you also, if at all you have any doubts, you can also please verify that. There are two types of reservation category when it comes in caste wise. One is NC OBC. That is non-creamy layer, other backward caste. So for which the income of the parents should be less than 8 lakhs per annum. That is the first. And second, you should have the backward caste certificate that is produced by the state government, not necessary to be national union government or central government. It has to be produced by the state government. So that is the second criteria. Now, this is for private sector employees. In the same thing, when it comes to the government sector employees, it will be classified as grade A and grade B categories. So if at all you belong to the grade 1, grade 2, they call in certain areas. In certain areas, they call it as grade A and grade B. Only in those cases, the income would be taken as a criteria. Else, if they belong to the any other thing, except for the top 2 tiers, the income most probably won't be considered. So again, I'm telling, you can always have a verification with that. So you always belong to the non-creamy layer, other backward caste. Else, what happens is you will directly belong to the creamy layer. When it comes to a creamy layer, you are as good as a general student. You are as good as a general student. So that is how the criteria would be coming in. When it comes to the next category, that is scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, all you need is you need to have that certificate that is being produced by the state government. That will suffice. So no need of any kind of income exemption or something like that. All you need is just a certificate. That's all. Now coming to the third category, EWS, economically weaker section. This will have a lot of criteria that goes on. They should not have an own house. They should not own a land, etc., etc. So I seriously suggest you go to the E-Seva or go to the Tahsildar office. You just provide your background. They will be, if you are eligible, they will offer you the certificate. So this is how it has to be done. So EW is actually a very complicated process. So if you belong to it, ensure to get it, ensure to get the certificate, guys. That's how it has to go on. I'll also let you know the website in which you can actually check whether you belong to the OBC or not. Because every year, there will be some caste that moves on from BC to OC or OC to BC or BC to MBC, etc., etc. So a lot of changes would be made according to the government of India. So what can be done is, please visit to the site known as ncbc.nic.in. Again, I'm repeating ncbc.nic.in. Here you can go, you can find a very big PDF. You will be able to go through according to your state in which category you actually belong, whether you belong to the backward caste or whether you belong to the scheduled caste or whether you belong to the general, whatever. Based on that, you can take an informed and dedicated decision. So this is how it has to move on. So again, let me repeat, you can always go for the income based with when it comes to the NCOBC, and scheduled caste and scheduled tribe does not need income based. And when it comes to EWS, it's a very complicated process. So please ensure to get it done. And again, always try to attach the latest income certificate. Even if you don't have it, please go get it done, because it will not take more than 2 to 3 weeks. So maximum time limit is going to be 2 to 3 weeks to get a certificate done. Even if you apply now, maximum by the end of August, you will be able to get it done. And then you please apply. Applying at the earliest is also important. And at the same time, applying with the right, again, I'm telling you, applying with the at the earliest is also important. Applying with the right documents is also extremely important, because sometimes IIMs might not take it lightly. But sometimes if you get selected and when you go for the interview, you can actually produce. But mostly, always try to go with the right documents. So this is about the category, guys. So this is about the reservation stuff. And then, as I told you, have the PWD. PWD is basically physically challenged reward. So that is what we call it as PWD, for which you can go to the CAT IIM website. I'll share it also. So if you go to this, you will be able to find a document known as information bulletin, where it is getting highlighted just below the eligibility and just above the media release. You can see an information bulletin. Here, they have clearly mentioned who all belong to the PWD category. So based on that, you can actually apply for PWD. Here, if you belong to that PWD, 1/3 of the time will be allotted extra. So for example, you have 2 hours of exam, 40 minutes for every section. So 13.33 minutes would be given as extra in each and every section for you. So that means you will be writing the exam also for 2 hours, 40 minutes. So that is what happens in the PWD. Also, when you start the registration process, you need to have the 10th mark ready, 12th mark ready, and also the signature and your photograph. So all these things has to be ready. So all these are the personal details. So if at all you have a different address along with your correspondent address and the permanent address, you can always go for a no, and then you need to fill the permanent address again. Else you can just click the yes and it will be taken care. Now comes the document upload. This is very, very important. As I told, ensure to have a copy right away. So you can always try to make a folder known as CAT 2024 registration, in which you can have that ready. Save and next. Now coming to the academic details. This is where we need to be very careful. As I told you, have your data ready. So I did SSLC from Tamil Nadu. Matriculation board I was. And I completed in the year April 1999. My 10th standard was. Okay. So again, I'm telling this has to be diploma. And I already made a note of what university and all. We had DOT, that was Directorate of Technical Education. And my course was 3 years. I commenced in the month of October. Because that year, the result itself for us came very, very late. And I completed in the month of September 2002, my diploma. So the maximum marks for us was 3,700. I completed my bachelor's degree, so I am giving a no. I think there is a small error in terms of percentage, so I'll just check it out. People who are all in the final year, if you click a yes, it might ask for a certificate from your college saying that you actually belong to the final year as a this thing. You need a bona fide certificate basically. So please ensure you get that done from your principal and then you start applying. Have you completed your bachelor's? Yes. Mine was 4 years because I did an engineering. Mine was a state university. Tamil Nadu. Anna University. B. Bachelor of Engineering. Discipline, mechanical, mostly it will not be given. And even this year they have ignored the mechanical students. Many discipline in engineering will not be given. So don't worry about it. You can always go with the others category. Because not just mechanical, even civil will not be given. Sometimes electrical and electronics will not also be given. So you can always give it as others. So don't worry about that. Now I can write it as mechanical. Engineering. Again, guys, most of the architecture students, when you are doing it, you all belong under non-engineering. There is a common misconception that architectural comes under engineering, but no, never. Architectural will come under non-engineering stream as far as CAT is considered. So please be very careful when you're applying. And you also have that non-engineering advantage. So I started in the month of August. August 2003, I started. And I completed by May 2006 because mine is a sandwich mine is a lateral entry. I directly joined my second year of engineering, so I need not do my first year since I did my diploma already. Got a 70%. No, I don't have an integrated course or anything, so I'm giving a no to that. I am a professional degree. No, I am not a CA. So another no to it. Now I'm going for save and next. Okay. So now 3 years. Once the academics part is done, then we will be moving on to the work experience. So first look at what industry type you actually belong to. But not all the fields would be given. I worked with supply chain management, especially into logistics. I don't see that at all. As I told, it's not there. So what I have to do is go to the others and I'll type in here. Supply chain management and logistics. Especially the freight forwarding part is what we were doing. Along with the freight forwarding, I would tell. This itself is a very vast, but it's not coming. So I'll just stop with logistics. I started my career in 2009 after completing my MBA. So I'm just going for it. May 6th. And then I worked with the service industry. And I started it in the year 2020. We can give the maximum date only till July 31st. Of days would be counted over here. Now you can again give a 7 next. Now coming to the most important part, what are the programs you would like to select? And I strongly suggest you guys apply for the program that you are actually qualified for and very much interested for. Let us say many students will just like that will apply for a PhD or FPM. FPM is basically faculty program in management. That is the equivalent of PhD. So just for the namesake, don't apply for PhD. And again, just for the namesake, don't apply for programs like agribusiness management, because only when you have something like food technology or agribusiness actually be qualified for that. Else, even if you are getting selected in the interview, your actual personal interview will go in a different way. Why did you apply? Just for the namesake. So a lot of questions would be asked. And if you're not able to answer those questions, it's a waste of time for both the panelists as well as you. So when it comes to the programs, be extremely very cautious. You can apply for human resource, that doesn't affect, but when it comes to the specialized courses, be very cautious. Another example that I can tell is when it comes to IIM Lucknow, they have a very special program also, that is SM, sustainability management. Sustainability management is only for people who have some very good amount of work experience and know what sustainability is all about. Else we just cannot apply just for the namesake of it because we find a degree. So that is how it goes. Now, let me try to apply for everything so that you can have an understanding. You will be asked for interview city preference also. Data science I have offered with IIT Roper. Do I want it? No, I don't want. And then moving on to the second, I'm going for IIM Bangalore PGP. Definitely, this must be an option for every one of you. And my interview city preference one would be Bangalore. And the second closest to me is Hyderabad. PGP EM, this is executive. And then you can go for Bangalore. PhD if you want, again, only if you are qualified, only if you are very much interested, please apply for PhD, or else just for the sake of it, do not apply for it. PGPBA, this is an out and out business analytics program. So again, only if you have that passion, or only if you have the drive, or only if you really want to do an analytics course, apply for it, or else you can just skip it out. So I'm not doing this. Do I want to apply for both Gaya? No. But again, you have to apply. I would suggest you, because you will have a call. Again, digital business management. If you are interested, you apply, or else you can just skip it out. Hospital and healthcare is again a very niche program. Just like that, don't apply for it. You be very careful when you are applying for those kind of things. PhD again is subjective. If you really want, you can apply, or you can just skip it out. IIM Calcutta, most of this, this is a no-brainer, in fact. So Indore PGP, you need to select the cities. That is also extremely important here. Then you have PGP HRM. Unless you are really interested in HR, do not apply, but you can apply for this, not a problem. This is doctorate in management. This is your PhD. There are a lot of people I have seen, they will just like that, for the sake of it, they will mark everything. So please don't do that, because that will not be looking good also. Executive MBA is there, Kashipur is there. So again, please be very, very choosy when you are applying for these things. Code. PGPF is Code Finance, and LSM is Liberal Studies. You can, Liberal Studies, in fact, off late is getting very good placements in Code, so you can do a research. And if you are a good fit, you can always apply for that. Else, you can just keep it out. I am Lucknow. Again, Lucknow has three major programs. One is their normal MBA, the next one is their agribusiness management, and then they have sustainability management. ABM and sustainability will be for the people with their respective things. IIM Mumbai, NITI. All of you should be knowing this. IIM Mumbai, NITI has been renamed to IIM Mumbai. So you can always go for it. Sustainability management they have. This is their supply chain management program for it. Then you have Nagpur, then you will have Raipur, then you will have Ranchi, then you have Rohtak, Sambalpur, Shillong you have, Sirma. So this is about IIM Trichy. Then you have IIM Udaipur. Udaipur is very good, and it's a very fast growing IIM as well. They have very good profiles for marketing, especially. Vaishak is also a fast growing one. So with this, the programs would be done. Now we need to go for the test cities. You need to select 5 cities. The first one will always be the closest city. I would be choosing Chennai. The next I would choose my hometown, Coimbatore. Then I'd be choosing Madurai. If at all not, then I'll choose the Puducherry. That's Pondicherry. And Bangalore. So Bangalore would be my next option. Once this is done, we have to go for the declaration. The process is done. I also suggest you guys once again, have your certificate, have your 10th standard, 12th standard undergraduation, every marks ready, and also your community certificate and everything ready, because you have to attach that. When it comes to a NCOBC, or when it comes to a scheduled caste tribe, or when it comes to a EWS, you have to attach your certificates and also have ready of your photograph and form before you start. And last but not the least, please have the registration. Please go through the registration guide once. If you go through the registration guide once, that will actually help a lot. That will actually help a lot. That's it. If you have any doubts, please post it in the comments box. We will try to answer that. And again, if at all you have any very sensitive question that has to be asked, please call the helpline number and your queries would be sorted perfectly. That's all, guys. All the very best.